right? Now, Gmail. Hollow sphere is released from the top. Coefficient of friction between the plane and the sphere is 0.25. Work done by the force of friction as the sphere rolls on the inclined plane. Work done will be equal to change in mechanical energy. Same problem, no? Change in mechanical energy only we have to find out.
Sir,
Or finding, it is?
Pure rolling, no sir. Rolling, no sir.
That I don't know it is pure rolling or not. That we can check by the formula. What is the formula for this? Tan theta is equal to mu into eta by beta, I think. Eta by beta, I think so. When tan theta is equal to mu
Tan
into
theta is equals to mu minus 1 by beta.
Mu minus 1 by?
Mu by 1 minus 1 by beta.
No. I think you are remembering it wrong. I think it is mu into eta divided by beta, as far as I remember. Let me check once again. Can you see it here? We have derived it, no? A few
Yes,
days back.
sir.
Let us see once. Where is that problem? Rolling down the incline. This one, no. Where we started for the first time. This one we started, I think, here. And here I may have proved it somewhere. What we want to find out now? Condition for just sliding. Just sliding condition, did I find here or not? I told you we can find simply by equating accelerations.
Beta equals to
yes, by that we can get. Right. What are we getting by equating accelerations? Let us do it again and see what answer we get. See here I have equated, right?
So beta mu by beta minus 1.
Beta above and eta denominator. Yes, beta above, eta denominator. So mu into beta divided by eta. Yes. So now let us use it and apply in that question which you are asking. Where is that question now? This one here. Mu into beta. Beta hollow sphere. Hollow sphere is 1 plus 2 by 5. 7 by 5. 1 plus 2 by 5.
2 by 3, sir.
Hollow sphere.
2 by 3, sir. Hollow.
Oh, yes, 1 plus 2 by 3. 5 by 3 divided by 2 by 3. That is 5 by 2. Into mu. Mu is
0.2.
1 by
5 by 8.
5 by 8. 5 by 8 is equal to tan theta. And here tan theta is less than. Here angle is more than that.
Pure rolling only, sir.
Yes, sir.
No, how is it pure rolling?
Oh, sorry.
5 by 8 is less than.
Sigma angle for sliding, no, sir. I forgot.
5 by tan inverse 5 by 8 is for tan inverse 5 by 8 is for sliding. So if angle is more than that, then it will definitely slide. No, angles are large, then sliding, the chances of sliding will increase. If angle is less, then it will be pure rolling. So therefore, it is definitely sliding. And if it is definitely sliding, then which method we should use now to find out the work done? I told you, in such cases, the better way will be to first find omega by this method you can use to find omega.
Okay, sir.
You can do it, I think, now. Huh?
Yes, sir, I can do it.
Right. So now we can go to present discussion. What was going on yesterday?
We are discussing a problem, sir.
This problem, I think, I gave you yesterday, and we did not solve it yet. Huh?
Yes.
Right. But I think you have attempted at least, because these were nice problems, and I wanted you to attempt at least.
Sir.
So let us see what answers you got. Let us see now. So I can write equation as what we want to find here. We want to find out
accelerations.
Accelerations. So to find acceleration, I can have equation. Two ways to do. One way will be energy work done. We will find out work done is equal to change in kinetic energy, and then we will differentiate that. I think that also will be one way to get the answer, because by differentiating the velocities, we get acceleration terms. That also we can do, or we can start with our force equation only. Let us start with force directly. Let us not use any indirect method. This is T T. Then we get it as F minus 2T. F minus 2T is equal to M into, let us take acceleration of this as A. Then what will be acceleration of this upper one? I think it will be having angular acceleration alpha backwards. So center will have, what acceleration will the center be having? I can write acceleration of center with respect to P point easily. That will be R alpha along minus I cap direction. But it is AC minus AP.
Yes, sir. Minus.
And acceleration of P means P for point and P for a platform also. So acceleration of
Yes.
platform. Acceleration of platform will be A, I
A,
cap. So
A minus R alpha, sir.
A minus R alpha along I cap.
Yes, sir. I cap.
So I can write its acceleration in forward direction only. A minus C. Be careful here. Here we can write R alpha minus A in backward direction, or I can write A minus R alpha in forward direction. If
Forward
I
direction.
then I can write this. So what our equation will then become? Equation will become F. So in this case, I recommend you to use vector, even if you have to use for small time, I cap, I minus I cap, that then you will not commit any mistake. Otherwise, chances are you may end up committing some mistake. Please use vectors in this, for this particular case, right?
Okay,
When
sir.
we are finding the constant relation. Then we are getting F minus 2T for the combined system. Sigma Fi is equal to sigma Mi Ai. The F minus 2T is equal to
Equals to MA, capital M.
capital M into A plus small m into A minus R alpha. That is it. So how many unknowns in this? I think we have still many unknowns. It is not much helpful because T unknown, A unknown, alpha unknown, and that too when we are just able to avoid the internal normals and internal friction. Otherwise, there will be 5 unknowns. So there are 3 unknowns appearing already. So what should we do now to let us write equation for one at a time? I think there is no other option. I am not getting any idea now. I have to write one at a time. So if I write one at a time, then I will be getting F minus T. F minus T is equal to, sorry, minus F also. One more F will be there. F minus T minus friction. F minus T minus friction. You understand?
Sir, if we write torque equation.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, torque equation is also required. Yes, right. You are right. Why we are avoiding that? We can write that one also. Correct. Then at least we will not go to this equation. No? Torque
Yes,
equation we can
sir.
write. So
F
in whose
into
frame?
R.
I will prefer. In whose frame you will write the torque? I will prefer to write torque in equation
Blank.
frame of
Planck.
blank, because then although we have to take pseudo force now. What is the pseudo force?
Yes, sir.
Pseudo force will be
MA,
backwards.
MA.
Pseudo force will be backwards. That will be equal to Ma.
Yes, sir.
Ma backwards.
Due to MG friction normal 0 torque.
Then Mg normal 0, friction 0. So we can, if we want to represent, we can represent, but no need although due to normal. And friction in which direction? On this it will be backward. On lower it will be forward. This way. F. And Mg also passing through the center. So
0.
0 due to this. So we are getting only
T plus
torque
MA
about
into
this point is equal to Ip into alpha. That is coming out to be equal to Ma plus T
into R
into
equals to
R is equal to eta
Beta
beta. I can write directly beta mr square into alpha.
alpha.
That is. Now, after this, one more equation we need. This is not sufficient. One, number 2. Third equation I am having. Third equation I will write along string. This is very unusual way of writing the equations. But you will understand, I think, after some time that how time read. And understand it is my unique method to write only. So means you will not find it anywhere. So you have to understand with from me only that how I'm doing it now. Along the string I'm saying means I mean to say that for the upper one in this direction, because this is the direction of the string tension, let us say, along the string, and I should also say, I will assume first motion, that in which direction it is moving. So if this plank is moving in this direction with acceleration A, no, sorry, basically no need of that. No need of that. I can directly do it by constant relation. What is the acceleration of this plank? This acceleration is A in this direction. Then what will be acceleration of this point in backward direction? A. Right or not? But I assume this acceleration to be A minus R alpha also. Center's acceleration is A
Yes,
minus
sir.
R alpha also. It means
Yes,
A
sir.
minus R alpha, A
Equal.
minus R alpha, that is along I cap, that is actually equal to minus A I cap.
Must
These
be
are
along.
equal. These are same because these two are same. So here again, see, I'm writing a proper direction is important here. I'm equating these in direction. Vectorally, these are equal. Okay.
Okay.
So then
Yes,
I
sir.
get 2A is equal to
అయిపోతే మీ
R.
డాడీ అంతే మళ్ళా
That is the third equation. How many questions and how many unknowns?
4 equations, 4 unknowns.
Three questions, 3 unknowns. This is not an extra equation. This is same only.
Okay.
3 questions, 3 unknowns. T, A, and alpha.
Yes, sir.
T, A, and alpha. We are able to avoid. This is an achievement because we are able to avoid normal and friction. Internal, we don't have to take those two forces. So still, we are able to make it easier. Comparatively, it is still easier problem now.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so we can do it in this way. Although I did one slight mistake, I should have started with the easiest equation first. That will increase our confidence also. If I start with this equation for the first time, and this equation we don't need to write. This equation I can say directly also. That I can say this way. That with respect to Planck, acceleration of center is actually equal to R alpha. Right or not? And that is in backward
Yes, sir.
direction.
Yes, sir.
And then I can also say, but it is also by relative motion, it is also equal to A minus of minus A, that is equal to 2A. So I can also say this is also equal to 2A.
2A equals to R alpha. Yes, sir.
This means this equation we don't need to write separately. This will be in our diagram itself. The only equations probably I need to write is this net force equation and the torque equation. And then the problem will be very easy. Can you get the answer now?
We get, sir, 3 unknowns, 3 equations.
Sir,
3 unknowns and 3 questions. We can get it.
sir, doubt.
Yes.
ACP is equals to R alpha into
What?
ACP.
ACP is equal to R alpha, right?
Yes, direction.
Direction is obviously, I'll see. Okay, wait. Think in terms of C with respect to P. P is the center of the clock, and center is this C is moving around P. Think like that. And angular acceleration is obviously in anti-clockwise direction. Then it will be C will be going in backward direction only, When
Yes,
I say
sir.
C with respect to P in any rigid body, when I use these words, A with respect to B, B with respect to C, then it means it is a hint that we have to take P as a center and we have to assume C to be moving around P. I did not represent C here, although this is C. So assume the center to be revolving around P. Is it okay now?
Yes, sir.
Right. And it is very important point you brought it up. So everybody should understand these things. See, don't leave a single doubt also there. Means your aim should not be that, okay, you have understood somewhat vaguely, not like that. You should not be understanding vaguely, but you should be understanding with such clarity that next time when this question comes, then you will sure shot attempt it and you will sure shot get marks in this. And you should do it fast also, fastest also. So I'm giving you the ways by which we can do, not only we can do, but we can do it fastest. So I'm trying to give those ways also. Otherwise, normal way, if I don't want to explain how to do fastest, then I will be just writing 5 equations, 5 unknowns, and then I will be telling you to do after that. But that is not much helpful. So we should know the fastest possible way also. So can you get the answer now?
Yes, sir.
Right. It will not be much difficult now. See what we do need to do next. I need to just multiply the second by
Only
2,
substitution, sir.
and this I need to multiply by R, and then I will add these two, I think so. Then I will add these two, then TT will get cancelled out. And after that, as we know that 2A will be alpha, yes, we can use that R alpha here and we can get easily. Right? Right. So, next question was, please don't leave these questions here. In fact, you know how to do this question. I recommend you, while you are doing it again, just see the question diagram. In fact, don't draw the variables here. Otherwise, my half solution will be in the question only. So you may think that you are doing it yourself, but you will not be doing it yourself. So in fact, you do one thing, make a diagram quickly on your own in the paper, and then start solving by just giving the basic information which was given without any extra diagram details which I have drawn here already. Because if you know the diagram details, then your half answer will be getting from that only, and you will be getting this wrong confidence that you are able to do now. But chances are that you are able to do only by seeing the diagram. So that diagram also you should be able to draw yourself only. Okay, that you should be able to draw yourself and proceed in your own way. And then also if you get the answers and write equations, then it means you have understood really. So do it in that way, right?
Yes, sir.
This question we did already yesterday, so no need to discuss. This question was there, falls to high touch. I think it is simple only. Let us do it. Mgh is equal to half of, I will take torque about, energy about P point. So half of IP into omega square, which we can write as half of beta into mr square omega square, or simply half of beta into mv square is equal to mgh. So what is the velocity? Velocity is equal to simply 2gh by beta, I think, under the root. That's the velocity. They are asking omega. Omega will be nothing but v by r is omega. Answer. Getting?
Sure.
Any doubt in this? You should be understanding how we are getting these equations. Any confusion, any doubt, or if you want to do by some other method, anything you want to discuss, you can ask. But please be 100% clear in these questions. Okay.
Sir, in third step, you missed R square, sir.
Oh, sorry if I did that. Where I missed? Let me check once.
No, sir.
I
V square you have written.
I don't. We know R into
No,
omega.
sir.
Okay,
V
sir,
equal to R omega.
R omega.
V is equal to R omega. This is R now, and it is we can think as if it is rotating about P also. Then we can be written as
Yes, sir.
P will be
Yeah,
center
it is
of
instantaneous center.
yes. So we can add V is equal to R omega. Is it understood now?
Sir,
Sir.
Next, this question I have drawn, I think afterwards, after the class ended, or in the class I drawn it. I have not drawn in the class, I think. When the class ended, after that I have drawn it myself. I thought I should be taking this question tomorrow, today. So how to do this one? What we want to find? See, mainly I want to analyze the questions. My specific aim is not there. Like maybe specifically, if I want to ask, I can ask, what is the acceleration of which acceleration? Of one plank, of the second plank. This plank is kept on frictionless surface, but between there is sufficient friction between there is sufficient friction between cylinders and plank. There is sufficient friction between the cylinders and plank. Okay, but the lower surface is frictionless. This is frictionless, smooth surface, and pulleys are frictionless. Remaining surfaces are remaining. By the time I'm decorating this question, by that time you can start doing it. It is like a time for you to attempt. So why don't you just frame some questions from equations and then see whether you are getting it right or not, and let me decorate it for some time. This is like time given to you to attempt. Okay. What you have to attempt, you can find out accelerations and the velocities after it falls by h height, or maybe just find accelerations, leave other things. Find accelerations. Okay, so I'm done with decoration. Let us see how you are doing it. And if possible, save this diagram, because now I will, maybe I will do one thing. I will not change this diagram. I will make a new diagram there. This is the diagram of question. Let us keep it safe like that only. And I will copy it and attempt it in different page. That will be better. Here I can attempt. So by symmetry, certain things are done directly. T, 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 T. And because pulleys are frictionless, given already. Now, these points here. By symmetry, I can tell that these will be having. Can I say these are having same acceleration or different? Is it? Let me check once. Maybe these are having different accelerations. That is also possible. Angular acceleration in this will be in this direction. And here will also be in this direction. Let acceleration of this M be A1, A2. Its acceleration is A2 and its acceleration is A1. Then acceleration of the center will come out to be what? Center acceleration. This is A and this is B. I know that acceleration of A with respect to C is equal to, let us call it as alpha 1. And let's call it as alpha 2. Acceleration of A with respect to C will be R alpha 1. Why don't we do that? Not this, that is not good. I think better to do by AB, because I know their acceleration. So acceleration of A with respect to B will be 2R alpha 1. What does it mean? That we are taking B as a center. And we are assuming the A to be moving around B. And how it will be moving? And what will be the radius? 2R will be the radius and 2R alpha will be the acceleration. So therefore, I'm able to write this directly. Is it okay? We can do this way also, although. We can do this way also. We can do taking this. Acceleration of A with respect to C is equal to R alpha 1. And acceleration of B with respect to C is equal to R alpha 1 backwards. That also we can do. With respect to C, with respect to these accelerations are like this. Is it okay? Right? So now, we have acceleration of A with respect to B is equal to 2 alpha 1. And acceleration of, let us call here points C and D, corresponding points. Similarly, C with respect to D will be equal to 2R alpha 2. But this is also equal to What is AA? AA is equal to A1 minus of A2. That is A1 plus A2. AC minus AD is equal to A1 minus of A2 is equal to 2 R alpha R2. Is it okay? These are equal means
Alpha 1 equals to alpha 2.
alpha 1 is equal to alpha 2. So now I will tell you one thing here. This I am doing only for you, just for you, so that you see the things clearly. But I was already knowing in the beginning, because once we know these things, what is happening here, then second time when you see this question, I think we will also be able to quickly understand, okay, these points are having same acceleration, this point and this point are having same acceleration. So angular acceleration and radius are same. So angular acceleration, which is factor of angular acceleration, is factor of r and the accelerations here, and those accelerations are same, and the angular accelerations will be same. Directly we can say. Next time it will not take much time. So whatever work we have done, it appears a lengthy question now because we are doing it everything from the scratch. But next time when you see this question, then you can do it directly without having to go through all these details. Is it okay? All right. Next. Normal at D and B will be equal by symmetry. We can say that also if somebody is asking. It is symmetric diagram, by the way, let me tell you. It is perfectly symmetric. Means I'm giving it in this location in such a way so that these are placed symmetrically. Next, what equations do we need now? One more thing here before we move any further. I want to write one more thing. Acceleration of A with respect to C. What that will be? Acceleration of A with respect to C. AA minus AC will be equal to R alpha 1. I can get AC from here. AC will become AA minus R alpha 1. What is AA? A1. What is R alpha 1? R alpha 1 is A1 plus A2 by 2. What that is then? What is that? A1
minus A2 by 2.
minus A2 by 2. Have we done this before? Yes, indirectly we have done, but you may not be remembering it because we have done it in pulleys. You remember for the pulley, if I have two strings attached at two ends and the pulley is movable pulley, then what is the acceleration of the center of the pulley? One has acceleration A1 vector, another has acceleration A2 vector. Then if you know
A1 plus
center
A2 by 2.
A1 vector plus A2 vector divided by 2, I will write that on.
Yes, sir.
If I want to write vectorly, it is like A1 vector plus A2 vector divided by 2, but A2 vector itself is
Minus A2, sir.
yes, A2 vector itself is negative. So it is
Minus
coming
A2.
from. Why I discuss this? Again, it is not required for the question now. I could have just got from here only and started again. But I'm telling you these details. This will help you to understand the thing properly. Next time such question you face, and how many things will be running quickly in your mind. Quickly it will be running in your mind that angular accelerations are equal. Quickly it will be running in your mind that acceleration of this and acceleration of this is just average of mean of this and this acceleration vectorally, taken vectorally. Means A1 minus A2 by 2 will be the acceleration of center in forward direction. Or if I take in backward direction, then I have to take A2 minus A1 by 2, depending upon which direction I treat as positive. Okay. Is it okay?
Yes, sir.
Sir,
Right.
Yes, sir.
So this is okay so far. Now, next I'm thinking, what equations can I write next? If I solve from its frame, from the center's frame, then pseudo torque will be 0. One friction this side and one friction this side. And if the frictions are equal or not, that I cannot tell now. That is the problem. How can I tell then what will happen to the angular acceleration? Can we say something about the frictions? So here, how will be the diagram for one body? Let us say A point and B point here. On A, what will be the direction of friction? I think forward. And on B, I think backward. Reason is because if you see the planks, then on plank on B, it will be this side, and on A, it will be this side on the plank. And these are action reaction pairs. So here, obviously, we expect it to be opposite on A, this side and this side, A and B. But values are FA and FB. And these are two unknowns. And unfortunately, I think I have no way to go after that because there are more unknowns here. And I think as compared to equations that we are having. So somehow I'm noticing that we may not get the answer. Let me check once. Is it true or not? Or are these sufficient? How many unknowns are there? Two unknowns here, F and N. Two unknowns here. 4 unknowns.
4.
2 and 2 here also. But okay.
8 unknown.
These are symmetric, so I will assume no. These are not symmetric also again. This friction. I think it is indeterminate situation. I think so. We are not able to determine here. If angular accelerations are same and normals are same and friction will be same or not. If I take the torque about this point here, then the torque due to friction will be 0, this 0, this 0. The torque will be only due to this F here. And if I take the torque due to F, then I think we can get
FC into 2R equals to
FC into 2R will be IP into alpha. And pseudo force also we have to take because this is having acceleration backwards. So there will be pseudo force.
forward MA2.
M into A2 will be forward. M into A2 will be forward. So I think we can get from there. And here it will be M into, again, A1 will be same as A2. Their accelerations are same. Then F also will be same. But we are able to prove that F will be same.
FC equals to FA. Okay.
Then FC will be equal to FA because their angular accelerations are same. And if angular accelerations are same, and talk about this point here, any point on this place, talk about those points are should be same then. And if torque has to be same, then FC should be equal to FA. Similarly,
also same,
we can prove that FD and FB also will be equal then. FD and FB will also be equal. So okay, so we are able to then
taking points C and DAR is what.
Then we can get, I think so. At that time we can take points. First we can take
A
point
and
D
C
as
are
ICOR. Next time we need not take point C as ICOR. Next time what we will do? D can we take as ICOR? Not in ground frame. If we want to take D as ICOR,
on
then
the plank, sir.
Yes, on the plank. Then D will be at rest with respect to plank. Then I can take D as ICOR. And if we do that, we can start solving it. Then we can get the internal frictions, etc.
Frictions also equal, sir.
Let us try to do it now. In which, okay, again, I think I need one more diagram now, and let me copy it again. Where should I put it? Here. Now I need to draw a diagram for with respect to this person right here. Let us highlight this person so that we remain clear that this observer. With respect to this observer, if I say Planck is here, P point is there, let us say. What was this point, by the way? P or D? A, B, C, D. D point. D point. With respect to D point, let the friction on this be F. Here it is T. And internal friction, should I take or should I not take? I'm thinking maybe I should not take internal friction. I will just directly write the equation for combined system. Will it not be easier if I do for the combined, means this much combined system if I take? And I think it will be comparatively easier, no? I have to take just T, and I have to assume the plank to be a thin plank. If it is a thin plank, then I can write the equation. But can I write torque equation about this T? Yes, I can get the torque. Can I get torque for T also? Torque is defined even if a body is not rotating, but it is just translating. Then also torque is. So I can take the torque acting on this system about this person here. So with respect to this person, what is the torque acting on the system? The torque acting on the system, I have to take first of all pseudo forces. What is the acceleration of this plank downwards? Its acceleration I assumed it to be A2 downwards. If its acceleration is A2 downwards, then its acceleration will be pseudo force will be M into A2 in forward direction. And here also pseudo force will be M into A2. And here also pseudo force will be M into A2. Is that right? Or not? Right only, I think. Then what is the torque equation now? Torque equation will become T into R. If I assume that this thickness is negligible, it is just a thin plank, then T into R can be taken as T into R can be taken as torque. And torque is equal to sigma. What should I write torque now? Change in rate of change of angular momentum. I should write dl by dt d sigma li by dt net. Can I write tau equal to alpha? I cannot write because it is not a single digit body, but I can still write this equation. That will still be valid. So what is the torque now? Torque, as you know before, torque is equal to, about which point we are writing? About this, for this observe with respect to d, torque about d. Or d point, if it is d, then the internal torque due to friction here, it will be 0 torque only. And due to normal here, it will be 0, but due to this normal, it will be existing. Unfortunately, one extra unknown is appearing here. I did not want that to be there. What should I do to avoid it? I can do nothing. That extra unknown is still creating some trouble. I thought I will be getting just one unknown T only, but unfortunately something else appears. But that normal I can get easily. If I assume the diagram to be perfectly symmetric, then I know this normal and this normal will be equal. And if these are equal, then this normal will be equal to the total weight divided by 2 on above weight. Whatever means here I can say 50%. These two will be taking equal normal weights. Mg by 2 here, Mg by 2 here. If it is symmetrically located with respect to the center of the above plank, then Mg by 2 will fall on it. Then this normal here will become equal to a small mg plus capital Mg by 2. That will be this normal here. So I can determine this normal, and I can take torque due to this normal also. Not a difficult task. I think we can do that. But for that I need to know this distance, and that distance is not given to us. Okay, if I assume this distance to be something, then we can do it. But I have to assume some distance. How to write now? Or let us do one thing. I'm thinking that if I want to avoid all these things, all this stuff, then why don't I take just velocities? But there will be more unknowns again. V2, V1. I have to, how many unknowns? One velocity will be V2, one velocity will be V1. And other than that, angular velocity is only unknown. So angular velocity is already in terms of V1, V2, we know. So unknowns are two unknowns actually, and I have to write one equation. Then I think, can we get any answer from that or not? Yes, I can get, I think so. This is tension T. Let us see whether we can get or not. See, first of all, I want you to relax. Understand, our aim in this question is not to get the answer as much as to understand and analyze. In fact, not only for this question, in general also, whenever I am teaching you, my main aim is to make you analyze the things, not to make you solve certain questions, certain set of questions. Questions are never my aim. So this question is also not my aim, but I want to deeply analyze it. And with the analysis, you will understand many things. For example, let us say even if we don't get the answers at last, but even then, what you have understood already, you have understood so many things here. Alpha 1 is equal to alpha 2. You have understood already one more thing, that if somebody is just, let us say somebody has asked only, this also might be the question, somebody may ask this thing only, what are the angular accelerations of A and B? And you know that without having to solve it, directly also we can prove, without completely solving it, that alpha 1 is equal to alpha 2. You know that. Other things we could have asked, this thing, and that what is the acceleration of this and this? And that also, you know, now acceleration of center will be A1 plus A2 by 2. So means there are many things which you can answer without having to solve the question in detail. So our aim is to analyze. And I will move on with this question. Is it okay with you? Okay.
Yes, sir.
I don't want to, I mean, some of students, there are some students who will be getting depressed and they will be thinking that things are going on very difficult. So don't lose interest, please. Understand, even if it is tough, no problem. We will be analyzing many deeper concepts from this, right? And right now, for you, as much new as this question is, for me also it is same new question only. And in fact, most of the times when I take the class, sometimes I take the fresh questions only. And the reason is so that I can think from the student's point of view that how you might be feeling. So many times I will take fresh questions, which I have not even taken before. Although sometimes questions will be similar only because how many questions I can also make. But many times I do that. Many times I will be taking fresh questions, which I have not taken in previous any of the classes. So that we can analyze it from the beginning, from the scratch, and everything we will analyze. I will also be like you only. You are also doing, and I'm also doing it like you only. So let us do, and let us try to analyze it. What happens now? So okay. So with respect to this person, if I have to do take the torque, then I will have to know one extra distance. I think that this distance will be something. Maybe call it x. This distance will be fixed only, and the torque acting on this whole system will become T into R external torque, and that torque will be equal to the rate of change of angular momentum of the ith particles. What are the particles here? This particle has, let us say, v2 velocity. This center has velocity, let us say sorry, it is a2 only. It is a2 only. Sorry, it is velocity is not v2 here. Here velocity should be with respect to this observer. With respect to this observer, velocity will become here. If it has velocity v2 downwards and it has v1, then it will become v1 plus v2 relative to this observer. Related to the observer, and the velocity of center will become, actual velocity of center is v1 plus v2 by 2, but the velocity of center will now become v1 plus v2 by 2 plus v2, again because of relative motion. Was it v1 plus v2 by 2? No, wait a second. v1 was this side, v2 was back side. It was v1 minus v2 by 2 actually.
V1 minus V2 by 2, sir.
It was v1 minus v2 by 2. v1
Now it
minus
will
v2
become
by
V1
2.
plus
Now velocity of center will become v1 plus v2 by 2. Then angular momentum of Planck, for the upper Planck, for this number upper Planck here, this Planck. What is angular momentum of this? Its angular momentum, if its velocity we are assuming to be v1 plus v2, then angular momentum of this will become m into v1 plus v2 into r. Not r, 2r, because with respect to this person we are taking here, right? With respect to D point, and D point is here on the Planck. So from D, what is the distance of this? 2r distance. I'm assuming the Planck to be thin. I already told you this is thin only. One question. Second, angular momentum of the discs or the cylinders. For the cylinder, angular momentum is m into v1 plus v2 by 2 into r for one, and similarly for the other also. But it is pure rolling about this point, and if it is pure rolling, then I have told you, I think before, that for pure rolling the mass behaves like beta times m, and the reason is this: we write angular momentum as beta into mr square. Yes, right. Is it right? Yes, right. Beta into mr square into omega, but beta into m into v relative into omega. That will become beta times m into, what is the relative value? v1 plus v2 by 2 into sorry, not omega, here it is r. It is r. R omega is v relative. V relative means velocity of center with respect to D point. Center is this here, center C. With respect to velocity of center with respect to D point. We are finding with respect to D point, and angular momentum will remain same for with respect to D point, whether I take D point under the feet of observer, or I take D point under here or here. Anywhere here angular momentum will be same. I have told you before. Angular momentum at the points parallel to the line of velocities will be same at all the points parallel to the line of velocities, which are lying along a line parallel to the line of velocity. Is it right or not? Angular momentum at all the points here, about all these points, angular momentum will be same. So either I'm finding about this or about this, doesn't even matter. Anyway, VCD is equal to VC minus VD. VD is 0 for our case, in this case, and we are getting answer anyway. Finally, it is this only. Next, VCD is here, V relative. So L2 we know, but there are two such bodies, two centers. So total will become 2 times L2 will become 2 times this. Then it will become beta times m into V1 plus V2 into R. That is 2 times L2. So I think we are able to write the angular momentum of the Planck as well as for the two cylinders. And now I want to write the torque equation for these. Then to do that, this n is getting a trouble here, unfortunately. And I'm noticing there is one way to avoid n although. If I take not this system, but if I take the combined system of these three, then I will take some point here and I will find out with respect to this point. If I do that, then I have one thing here. Observer will also come in the inertial frame. Then I think it can be done in that way also. Okay, but now we have already started here, so let us keep on doing this way only. So what do we get? Net angular momentum will be sum of these two angular momentums. So what is it finally? L1 plus 2L2, that is the net angular momentum, and that is coming out to be m into m plus beta m whole into v1 plus v2 into 2 here into r, I think, just by adding. Is it right till now? Angular momentum is this. After that, rate of change of angular momentum with respect to time. Rate of change of angular momentum with respect to time is 2m plus beta m into v1 plus v2 into its derivative will be a1 plus a2 into r. That is it. Next, torque. Torque is equal to, just because of t, that is c into 2r, as you know already, but also because of normal, that extra torque is in opposite direction. That due to normal, which normal here? Let's call this normal as n2, and this is n1 here. Due to n2 normal, it will be minus n2 into the distance from here, x. From here, the distance is x. That extra torque is appearing here. Okay, this is some unknown extra coming out to be there, and x is arbitrary. X could be anything. One thing I don't understand, if x is arbitrary, distance from here, then I think I could have taken x small or big, but the angular momentum remains same, rate of change of angular momentum remains same. Then how can the torque change? Because net torque has to be equal to net rate of change of angular momentum. Then our angular momentum should remain same. But how? Then it should not depend on n2. Why does it not? Okay. Oh my god, oh, now I understood. Oh my god, what a stupid thing I was doing so far. I was using very important piece here. Gravity force is also external force that can also apply this torque. I got it now. What is happening here? I have to consider torque due to gravity. Therefore, that additional term will also appear, and I think that term will cancel the effect of this distance x. It will come out to be independent of x, that I know. It cannot depend on x. It should be independent of x. What is n1 and n2? If I use symmetry, then n1 is equal to n2, and that will be equal to m by 2 plus small m into g. These have to be equal. Then we can do it now, and we can get the answer, I think so. Yes. Right. Now I am understanding what is happening here. So their torques are becoming 0. This torque is overall becoming 0 because of mg and because of this. How is it become 0 and how I am able to realize it quickly? By this way. Let me tell you my method. How did I do it fast? I have to make a new diagram again. Are you there with me? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, right. So sorry. What should I do now? I have. Yes. See what I have done here. This is symmetric diagram, first of all, that I'm telling again and again. It is mg. Do you think that I can take m by 2g and plus m by 2g? Means mg, I want to analyze 50% part at a time. So if I take 50% part at a time, then it will be m by 2g. And here it will be mg, and here it will be normal n. Then overall, what are the forces acting on it? Normal is, as I told you, it will be m by 2g plus mg will be normal. And here also one more force is also acting here. That is mg downwards. So what is n minus mg? N minus mg is just equal to m by 2g. Is it right or not? So what is the effective force acting on the left hand side of the sphere? This sphere effective force upwards is, effective means after subtracting small mg, effective force upwards is m by 2g here. Similarly, what is the effective force here after subtracting small mg? After subtracting small mg, here also it is m by 2g. Is it okay? Then here, what force is in this? In this, total force is mg here, but that force I'm bringing into two parts, m by 2g, and here also m by 2g. And you notice this m by 2g and m by 2g is forming a couple. What is the meaning of couple? Couple means the m by 2 equal and pair of equal and opposite forces acting at a distance, at certain distance. Let us say it is x by 2 distance. Let us say this is also then x by 2. Then what is the torque due to couple? Torque due to couple will be due to these two couples, torques will cancel each other. So net torque on this system will be 0 due to this. If you are not understanding this couple of this, all these things, although then no problem. I will prove it now. It is easy to prove. See how to prove it. Let me take the exact distances. Let us take the distance between these two to be given as, what do you want to take this? Let us say observer was here only. Observer was at D point only. Then this total will become x. Then 50% of this will become, and this will become x by 2. Then what is the torque due to all this? Then torque due to capital M. Torque due to capital M will be mg into x by 2. And torque due to small mg plus torque due to small mg will be x into x. This it will be right or not? And torque due to normal, first normal, and one normal will be 0. Torque due to this mg will also be 0 here. This normal and this mg will be 0 torque. But this normal will give us some torque. What is the torque due to the second normal? Due to n2 normal. Due to second normal, torque will be in opposite direction, minus n2 into x. But I know n2 is equal to, by symmetry, I told you before several times that n2 and n1 are equal. And n1 and n2 are both equal to mg plus mg by 2 plus mg.
Yes,
Then what
sir.
we get
Yes,
n2 as, then we get n2 as
0.
mg by 2 plus mg. And what is the net torque coming out to be because of these? It is coming out to be 0. Then torque only
0.
remains because of this T tension here, and other torques are becoming just 0. Then I can simply say now that this torque, external torque, is equal to 2m plus beta m into a1 plus a2 into r.
R.
I can directly say that wait a second. I have to still take one more torque here. Sorry, pseudo torque due to ma2 and due to capital ma2 and due to small ma2. Those also have to take. So what are the pseudo torques? Pseudo torques will be due to capital M, a2 into 2r distance away, and small m is at a distance, small m into a2 at a distance r, and these are multiplied by 2 plus this. Now it is okay at last. See, you understand which torques I'm taking? Due to ma2, and due to capital ma2. These torques also I have to take, no? So what is the net torque coming out to be now? Net torque is coming out to be, means don't leave a single force. If we leave some forces, obviously we will not get answers. See, we were about to leave the pseudo torques, but we know observer is in non-inertial frame, so we should take the pseudo torques also there. Then what do we get now? Now let us cancel certain terms. ma2r, do ma2r cancelled, and then we are left with 2ma2 into r plus t into 2r plus t into 2r is equal to 2m into a2 into r.
Two M A1 into R, sir. Two capital M
into
A1 into R.
a1 into
A1
r,
into
right?
R.
Next,
Plus beta M.
plus
Beta
beta
M
m
A1 R.
a1r. Then we get it as
Plus beta M A2 R. A2 R also is there.
uh,
Beta
but
M.
this is cancelled and this part is cancelling this part, right?
2m a2 are cancelled, sir.
Then 2m
Beta M A2 R. Beta M A2 R.
beta m a2r is there.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Beta m a2r is also there. That is also there. Then what we get at
We
last?
can cancel R no, sir.
Which
We
we
can
can
cancel
cancel
R.
r is cancelled everywhere. Next
Yes, sir.
we are left with the t 2t is equal to
2 से also can.
2t is equal to 2 is also cancelled.
No, sir. No.
No, sir.
No,
No,
two is
sir.
not cancelled. Two is
A1
not
A2
cancelled.
different. A1 A2 are different.
And a1 a2 are also different. So I will take coefficient of a1 first. What is the coefficient of a1? Coefficient of a1 is coming out to be beta m 2m 2m plus beta m. What is coefficient of a2? Coefficient of a2 is coming out to be beta m
Beta M minus 2M.
beta m minus 2
Yeah.
capital M, no, 2 small m. 2 small m.
Capital
That
M.
is it.
Capital M only. No, small M.
Small m only. This is our 2t. So we are getting tension T, but we are getting in terms of unknowns A1 and A2, but no problem. We are having two more equations, T here and mg here, and that is our value of acceleration of this will be, I think A1 downwards, and here T upwards, and capital mg downwards, and here acceleration will be again A2 downwards. Then what equation we are having now? Three equations and three unknowns. You understand how three equations and
mg
three unknowns?
minus t equals to
This,
mu.
this, and this. So we are getting three equations and three unknowns. So we are getting mg minus t is equal to m into A1, and then we are getting here also similarly. So I think now you can do it. It is very easy now. Can you do it now? A1, A2, can you get or not?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
We can get it easily now. We can get it. So see, the other one more thing here I want to say. It is not the only way to do it. We can do it by any number of ways, different ways we can do. But trying to develop the question from the basics and again trying to do it yourself only, that is always very much satisfying and very much enlightening. You will be understanding from it much more as compared to just seeing the solution from some book, and then you will not be understanding that much. Try to develop your own methods. Then you will be understanding where you are committing mistakes. When I started doing this question, I had this thought also in my mind. Maybe we will not be getting the answer, but we should not get discouraged. At least in the process, we will analyze so many things. Answer is not our aim. Our aim is to analyze the things properly. But here we are getting fortunately answer also. And why I said fortunately? Because there are really so many problems where we don't get any answers. You may be thinking answers we should always get. How can we not get answer? If we know, then we should get answers. But not like that. There are certain problems which are indeterminate. There are certain problems which are just indeterminate, and we cannot. I will give you an example of one simple indeterminate situation. Let's say this is a here force is maybe 20 Newton, and here force is something maybe T unknown. T is unknown here. What is the friction acting between these? If I want to find T is already unknown, 20 is only known, then here friction will become unknown, and that is static friction. And static friction we already know is just less than equal to mu into n. And let us say this is 2, that is less than equal to mu into 20 maybe. And whatever its value is now, we don't know. And in which direction it is, that also we don't know. Because if I cannot know what is T, now you may think that T we can tell here by some other information given, but sometimes we can really not tell. This is a situation, for example. For example, this is one mass, this is a second mass, 1 kg, 2 kg, and this is 20 Newton. Do you think can you solve it? It appears a very simple problem, and I am just asking you to find out T, and I'm asking you to find out F1 and F2. Can you find F1, F2, and T? And in fact, in books they ask these questions also. But this is a typical case of indeterminate situation. How they solve it? They make some assumptions. They make some assumptions like this: that in the beginning the tension here was 0. That is our assumption. Without specifying it, the questioner setters they start assuming such things. But otherwise, it is indeterminate. Let's say we have no such information that initially T was 0 and initially T could be something. Then I can have so many different ways to write answers. Why it is indeterminate? First of all, how many equations do we have? We have one force equation along x-axis for the first block and one force equation along x-axis for the second block. But how many unknowns do we have? T, F1, and F2. We have 3 unknowns and we have 2 equations. So sometimes we may not get the answer. That is also possible. So therefore, while I frame this question,
Sir.
I was thinking, is it turning out to more number of unknowns and less number of equations? Maybe I was having that idea also in mind. That also may be there. But after solving it now, we know that no, we can get the answer easily, and the answer is coming out to be there, and we can get it. It is not that tough now, right? And in fact, you know one thing here. Now I'm realizing that okay, analysis was okay so far, but I'm noticing one thing here, that this will become tough problem only if I give here M1 and M2. But I had given these masses to be equal. Have I given equal masses or not? I have given these masses
Yes,
to.
sir,
Oh,
equal.
wait. I did one mistake here. Sorry. I did one mistake here. I think it may still be indeterminate. It may still be indeterminate, it seems, because of one reason here, which I am noticing now only. That it could be T1 and it could be T2. It is mg and it is mg, but tensions may be different. And acceleration is A1 and this is T1 and this is here T2. These tensions may be different. These two are not equal, no? They still have one extra unknown. So it may still be indeterminate situation, it seems. A1 and A2. So is it indeterminate now? Let us check once. Now it seems that there are more unknowns as compared to what we need to solve these.
Sir, now can we use here string constants and bring relation between T and A.
Sir? Sir? సార్ మళ్ళీ వస్తా అని చెప్పారు. అంతలోపు మెటీరియల్ ప్రీవియస్ ఐఐటి బిచ్ చేయమన్నారు. ఉన్నారా? Is anyone there?
ఉన్నాం.
చూసారుగా నేనేం రాశాను? చెప్పింది
చూసాం మెటీరియల్ బిట్స్ కానీ ప్రీవియస్ ఐఐటి క్వశ్చన్స్ కానీ
సార్ చెప్పారు, అందుకని